I just came out of City Hall. I talked to two good brothers. One is in one department, the other is another department. The hurdles that I am facing is hurdles that I actually knew that I would be facing. And we're going to get to them in just a second. I'm going to actually find my document about that. So the first brother we talked to is the coordinator, what it says. Plans examiner, construction enforcement. And then we have, and that's Kerry. We got Kerry over that, right? And then we have Nicholas. He a planner, land and use development service, right? And I spoke with them both. One of them, which is Kerry, told me that I'm zoned for the right stuff. And then the other guy told me that there's a few hurdles that I may have to jump through. And he gave me this outline, detailed paperwork to do that. And so it says Community Development Corporation. Or similar organizations as determined by the zoning administrator. Any farmer's market that does not adhere to the provisions of this subsection shall require a special use permit. A minimum of 50% of sale area of a farmer's market shall be devoted to the sale of fruits and vegetables, which is my plan and goal. The hours of operations of a farmer's market located in a residential urban zoning district within 100 feet of a single family residential use as measured from property line to property line shall be limited to 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., which I'm going to go 9 to 5. The hours of operation of all other farmers markets shall be limited to 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., 1 hour preparation and dismantle periods for all farmers markets are permitted before and after the permissible hours of operation. Additional hours of operation may be granted with the issuance of a special use permit. A site plan shall be submitted and processed through the administrative site plan review procedures as set out in Chapter 9.2. The site plan shall indicate the location of the following items. So this is what I need to go draw out, y'all. On-site parking, a ratio of 1 space per every 1,000 square feet. So I'm gonna need 5 spaces. I got 5,000 square feet. A floor area devoted to retail space, right? So let's say if I only use 3,000 feet, all I really need is 3 parking stalls. That's smart. Storage areas are now calculated for this requirement. That's good to know. Now that I read it again for the second time, I could have my storage area, and behind that, I could only use the first 1,000 square feet for parking, the back 1,000 square feet for storage, which means I'm only use 3,000 square feet of my property, the middle part of my property, right? And now I still could be able to get 30 people over there. So we're gonna figure it out. Okay. Lighted motor vehicles parking areas, right? Must meet the requirements of Chapter 4.7, outdoor site lighting. Location of storage area, building and materials. Location of restrooms and trash receptacles if operated on a temporary basis. No more than 2 days per week. I gotta have that. But I plan on going more than 2 days a week. Portable restrooms may be considered to meet this requirement. And that's good to know. And I might have some porta potties where they could wash their hands in there. And my little one storage area. And my little pavement. So I got it now. Yep, I'm gonna call them back. In zoning districts in which they are permitted by right, farmer markets may be operated in the required parking area of other uses with the issuance of a temporary. I'm trying to avoid all temporary everything. I don't need nothing temporary. Use permit. And then after that, that's it. Funeral establishments. I ain't trying to do a funeral thing. So this all I'm worried about is that. Yeah. So once again, how you doing? I'm glad y'all tapped in. I'm nothing without y'all. Like I say, you can comment anything. The Random Side 13. God bless you for tapping in, for watching my videos and seeing what I'm doing. Trying to get my farmer's market off the ground. OG, you done went to Subway that fast? After you walked out of there, you went to Subway?
Yeah.
Alright. Where the Subway at? Right over there? Alright, I just came from that way.
Yeah, it's kind of like sitting on the phone.
Wait a minute. So you was in there with me with a tax paper where you pay the taxes at. Then you went over there by City Hall too?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I know that if you saying that way, that's what City Hall is right up there.
Yeah, City Hall up there. No, I had to go up there.
How you doing, bro?
City tax. No, I already paid them.
Yeah, I had to go take care of them. I ain't gonna lie. It looked like,
That's a lot of money.
man, you had to pay a lot, huh?
Okay?
How many properties you own? Just one? Shit, I own about 20 of them, OG.
Oh, no.
I'm being real. Yep, I own about 20 of them, so I know it's a lot of money. Damn sure is a lot of money.
They just sit up there waiting.
They waiting, ain't they? And then 8 months later, they gonna be waiting again. Cause they gonna send it to you a few months before city and county. Yep, and then regular taxes. Boy, ain't they dirty? Yeah, you ain't gotta tell me, I know. That's why I'm finna, man. But yeah, so basically I'm finna shorten my property up. I'm gonna make it where I could put 3 car parking stalls on there. And we only gonna use 3,000 square feet of my shit for the vendors. That way I could, when they come in, they could park, whoop, whoop, whoop. 3 people could park. And everything else is farmer's market. You know what I mean? And the back 10 feet of the property, that's where my storage area at and the restroom at. So y'all ain't even using that. The storage area and all of that ain't even part of the farmer's market. So what is they saying? We need some lighting. All right, they gonna say I need some light. They gonna say it need to be well lit. All right, we gonna have some lighting. All right, and I'm finna go pave that motherfucker down with some gravel. I'm gonna put some gravel out there, man. Have the people come pour the gravel. They can come ride right up on that gravel. Yep. They can come right up on the gravel. Yep. That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm finna do it the cheapest way possible on it. You know what I mean? The cheapest way possible. Motherfuckers try to tell me This is what got me though, y'all. I gotta go back over this part with y'all. Let me start from the top. I'm gonna read it from the top, right? 1. Due to provisions, community relationships that are attributable to neighborhood-based farmers markets as evidenced in Memphis, Shelby County, and throughout the nation, and due to the general decline in civic involvement that has occurred specifically in Memphis and Shelby County over the course of time, farmers markets shall be permitted by right in certain zoning districts as a deleted or something. I can't even pronounce that word, y'all. It's a delineated in the use table section 2.5 if operated by a neighborhood-based not-for-profit entity such as a civic organization, neighborhood or homeowners association. I could create a neighborhood. I don't want to do all of that because my money ain't going to them. Community Development Corporation. I could have it Memphis Raised Community Development Corporation. I don't want to do all of that though. Or similar organizations as determined by the zoning administrator. See, the zoning administrator is the key. That's the thing right there. They could say yes or no. I could have all the plans and do this and that, and they still could try to tell a brother no. Any farmer's market does not adhere to the provisions of this subsection shall require a special use permit, which I'm not trying to have that. A minimum of 50% of sales areas of a farmer's market shall be devoted to the sale of fruit and vegetables. See what I'm saying? Y'all paying attention? That's the key right there. The hours of operation of a farmer's market in a residential urban zoning district within 100 feet of a single family use is measured from the property line to property line shall be limited to 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Right? (9 a.m. to 6 p.m.) So that's what's going on, man. Y'all can hit the like button. Y'all see what I'm trying to do. And I'm not going to give up. And I'm not going to give up. You feel me? I'm not going to give up. So, yeah. That's us right there. We ain't trying to be all that, man.
Come on, you almost got it.
We ain't got time for that.